So the conversation then is there a role for Robbie Keane in this team or Shane Long? Do you play two up front or one up front? Wes Hoolahan was excellent tonight, and he played in a role in advance of the two central midfielders or behind the striker, however you want to describe it. I think if you have Wes in that team, in that formation, you play with one striker. I don't think that can be Robbie Keane. I don't think Robbie Keane has to his game. He's not strong enough to bully defenders, he's not quick enough to trouble them behind, and he's not tall enough to dominate them in the air. So if you're playing one up front, I don't think it could be Robbie Keane. Shane Long can do that job. Comparing the two in front of goal as finishers, there's no comparison. Every single time there's an opportunity for an Irish striker in the box, you want Robbie Keane to be it. But Shane Long can do things and can trouble defenders in ways that Robbie Keane can't. So I'm giving you a very long-winded answer here. It's not a comparison, because if you play one up front, it can't be Robbie. If you play two up front, obviously Robbie's
I think the answer is that we can use them both. Ideally, they want to integrate those three players into the team. As Richard suggested, that's going to be difficult. But no reason why we can't use them all at various stages during this qualifying campaign. I'm sure there'll be times when Martin will be bold and positive and play Robbie high up the pitch with another striker. There may be times he looks at the quality of the opposition. I'm thinking the Germans away, possibly Poland away, when he thinks, I want to reinforce that central area of the pitch with another central midfielder. And there may be a time when Wes comes into the team and Robbie just has to take a place on the substitutes bench and maybe make his impact in the last 20 minutes of the game. So you shuffle your pack accordingly. There's no a right or a wrong way. You utilise the strengths of the players that you have available to you.
Generally speaking, most managers do that. It's just we've come on the back of a regime which was very restrictive,
absolutely. But if you get those the Shane Long chances, if you get those chances in Tbilisi against Georgia or in wherever the match has been played in Germany, they've got to go in.
They do. But let's talk about Shane Long's opening goal, the goal he did get. I mean, he showed pace there, which Robbie Keane I don't think would have been able to show. I don't think he would have been. Robbie would have pressured defenders, and he does that really well. But I don't think over the space that Shane Long had to cover, that Robbie Keane would have had the pace to find himself in the position to capitalise on the mistake that Ivanovic made. So these are the things that you have to introduce in a conversation. It's not straightforward as Robbie's a better finisher, therefore he goes in.
But we should look at this as a positive. We shouldn't look at this as a negative slam. It's great to have these options available to the manager. You know what I mean? He can dovetail between them both. Do we need a physical presence, a bit of pace, high up the pitch to stretch defences? Have we got that type of player? Yes, we do in Shane Long. What about a natural goal scorer? Who's going to put the goal in the back of the net? Robbie Keane's going to put the ball in the back of the net. We know that. Well, what about a little bit of creativity, a little bit further down the pitch, someone to get on the ball and dictate the tempo of the game? Have we got one of those players? Well, yes, we do, and Wes Hoolahan. So really grounds for optimism there. The challenge for the manager is to integrate those players into the team as of when.
Yeah.
That's the positive for me, and we've always had these players, but we now have a manager who we will assume will pick his team and pick his formation and the personnel in that team based on the specific challenges of the opponents, which is a very simplistic way of describing management.
But for you, if you're playing Wes Hoolahan, it's unlikely that you can play Robbie Keane with him?
I don't know how you can. I don't know if you're playing one up front. If you're playing one striker in an advanced role on his own, I don't think Robbie Keane's natural game is suited to that role. I don't remember him playing that role to any huge effect in international football at all.
Can you play the two of them together, Kenny? Hoolahan and Keane?
I think it's fair. If you're going to play Robbie in the central position, the number 9, I think there's fair comment what Richard has suggested. The other alternative, of course, would be to play Wes in a wide midfield position and incorporate both Shane and Robbie into the team. That's another alternative we haven't discussed. But again, for me, great that we're having this discussion. This should be seen as a positive in terms of the options available to the manager going forward.